such a privilege to be doing this, and it's so much more motivation for me. And again, of course, there is a successful person behind me as well. So, yeah. So as a budding entrepreneur, I'm very sure that all of you are here to learn, from all of us today, but so am I. I'm looking forward to learning so much. And it's so inspiring that you all are getting awards, at the age of 34. That's amazing. And Shravya told me all of you are first-year entrepreneurs. That's even more inspiring for me, because it takes a lot to come out to do something new. So just a little introduction of who I am. I'm a mother. I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, a granddaughter, I'm a businesswoman striving every day to be outstanding in all these roles. So today I'm going to, since we are all the same age, I know that we're not going to have a lot of experience. So I'm going to give you a few of my learnings which I have learned through the years I've worked, and also some I've learned from my family. So my guru, Mahatria, always tells us that entrepreneurship is not just a privilege, but also it's a responsibility. Because as an entrepreneur, we have the privilege of providing for ourselves and our family, but also we have the responsibility of doing the same for our employees. And I think this is one of the biggest ways we can give back to society. Because, if you're a human being and you want to do something for the larger good, let's say, for example, charity, right? You have to keep giving and they have to keep taking. There's no way they can come up and take it with you, if you get what I mean. But the only two ways you can uplift another human being is either by giving them education or employment, because then they become self-reliant and they can also support their families on their own. So I think as entrepreneurs, you are already doing a lot for the society, and one of the biggest ways of contributing to the country. And this is a saying, which again by my guru, which really keeps hitting me every day, which is, he says that, every good human being, it's their moral responsibility to be rich. In the sense, every good human being has to be rich. Why? Because money is a limited resource, right? It's not available for everybody. So it can either be in the hands of good people, like all of us here, or it can be in the hands of bad people. So when it's in the hands of good people like us, I'm happy to say we're good. So yeah, we provide employment, we build schools, we build colleges, hospitals. Of course, it is, as a business opportunity, but it ends up serving the larger good because there's employment, there will be some kind of CSR activities to be added to it, etc. And if the same money goes to bad people, then it's a disruptive force. So I think it is our responsibility to be rich because we owe the country too much. And I also think as entrepreneurs, and since all of us here are very young, we have to be continuous learners. And I know when you're sitting on the top, it tends to be a little hard, to ask those few questions. And I'm sure everybody we are hiring are going to be way more experienced than we are. That's something I face every day. My team is way more experienced than I am. But one thing I never do is I never shy away from asking the questions. Of course, I don't have them during the meeting and then explain this to me. But I call them later and let them please explain this to me. Because we'd rather learn this now than learn it in the future. Because we have to learn everything. And my growth is directly proportionate, and I believe it is all of your growth as well. If you're growing in business, it's not just you. Your customers have to grow with you, your employees have to grow with you, your stakeholders, your vendors have to grow with you. Because even if one person in this, falls down, let's say for example, your customers are making money anymore, the economy is bad, why are they going to come and buy from you, right? So in the end of the day, we all have to go together. And I also believe that an entrepreneur is nothing without their team. Of course, we call Bommidala enterprises, and we have only like 5 faces to the enterprise. But we are nothing without our team. And this can be for anything. You take a Rajnikant role, for example. You can call it Rajnikant movie, but there's a glamorous heroine, there is an amazing villain, there's like this best director, camera boy, makeup artist, and without all of them, Rajnikant can't be who he is. And that's for every entrepreneur here at work. We cannot be who we are without our people. This is just a concept I would like to explain to you. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to explain. This is something I'd like to implement every day in my work. It is called the circle of influence and the circle of concern. So the circle of influence is something we can influence, something we have control on. Like for example, our customer satisfaction, product quality, design, how our factory is, how our office is, how we talk to our customers, etc. And there is a circle of concern, which is government regulations, what Trump is doing and how that's affecting our dollar, how that's affecting our export, foreign prices, etc. Who's the new CM, how is that going to affect us again? Government regulations, tax regulations, etc. I'm not saying these are not important things. They are very important. But it's only that, you don't have any control over all of these people or all of these situations. And I would rather focus on what I have control of. So I will build my brand. I will build, my customer satisfaction. I will build my employee training. I would invest in that, where my circle of influence keeps growing. And then the circle of concern starts coming into my influence. I'll give you an example. So say tomorrow, I'll be the biggest person in Andhra Pradesh, right? Because whatever I do, then all of these external factors start supporting me inevitably, right? So I would suggest always focus on what you have control of. I also follow something called the Pareto principle, which is known as the 80-20 rule. It basically says that 80% of say for example, 80% of your profits might be coming from 20% of your customers, or 80% of your output might be coming from 20% of your staff. So as a leader, your time is so limited. You don't have time to do everything. So what I do is I try to focus on the 20% of costs which is giving me the larger profit, like the customers. I keep direct relationship with the customers who give me the larger profit. And I let the team take care of it. It's not that I ignore them, I review it, but I make sure that I attend to the bigger pie. And as a third generation entrepreneur, one thing I have always learned from my family is there is no alternative to hard work. There is no easy way to the top. You have to strive for going on the top. The world is not kind. And this is a saying my father and grandfather keep telling me is the more and more you grow in your life, you should learn to be so humble. Only because being humble is a good quality, but I'm going to be very selfish. Being humble really helps you to think. It helps you to listen. It helps you to take questions and feedback. And I think that is the most important quality as an entrepreneur, because we are not perfect and we should take feedback. And I would like to end this address today, or this learning today, by just saying the constant parts of business, which should be the customer is always the king, irrelevant of what industry you're in, what service you're in. He is the king. You have no choice. There is no second to hard work, and quality is everything. And doing business ethically is the most important, because in the end of the day, you have to sleep at night, and I think that's the most important thing. So, thank you so much.